We had two split decisions out of the 12 fights on this card. One being against Martinez and Parisian, and then the other one between Nick and Khmer. Do you think that there's an actual judging problem in MMA, especially with Roy McDonald's robbery in PFL last week? Do you think there's something they need to change? Is there something wrong with it? Because people have to remember, it's not the promotions that have these problems. It's not the promotion's fault that there's bad judges. It's the athletic commissions. It's the state athletic commissions, as all judges are appointed by the athletic commissions. So do you think there's a problem, or do you think it's not as big of a worry right now? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think there's a problem,
Okay.
but it's hard to put it into words, and it's hard to like, because it's not like it's not like it's every fight is what I'm trying to say.
It's not an epidemic.
It's not with every fight, it's not with every card, but there, for some reason, it's like there's one or two fights every other card or so that are just awful.
Yeah.
Like the complete wrong person wins the fight.
Kimura won this fight. He
and
absolutely
it
won this fight.
and it just totally changes some people's trajectory. Like sometimes if you lose a fight, that could be the end of your career. Like say you're on a loss streak and you lose a split decision, boom, you're cut. You got to find a new job. You got to get a real job now.
Well,
or not
Roy
a real
McDonald's
job, but
case, luckily the way he had enough points to make the playoffs for PFL. But imagine if he didn't and he needed that fight. He would have gotten screwed out of a playoff spot.
Exactly. And so it's hard because MMA is still a relatively new sport.
Yeah, it's real fresh.
Um,
Especially in some of these states like New Jersey, New York, the ones that pretty recently actually made it not illegal to put on the state, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. I almost wouldn't mind if there was like traveling judges. Just judges that everyone trusted and had, because I mean, like, why does there get to be the same referees for almost every event, but we can't have similar judges? And I think that's the thing is we're getting a bunch of fresh faces in there all the time that maybe don't have the same exact experience and knowledge that some of these other guys have. Like, everyone that's a judge should know how like what they should know what they're looking for is what I'm trying to say.
Well, a lot of the times, like a lot of these commissions, a problem that has been talked about is that they're boxing judges that have been put into MMA.
Exactly, and that's unacceptable. I think that there should be a base of knowledge that is standard for guys to be able to have people's careers in their hands. They're the ones making the decision at the end of the day. That's why it's called a decision. And they're consistent, well, maybe not consistently, but pretty regularly making some really trash decisions.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm saying this not having a dog in the fight. Like for me, for this last weekend, it was the Kamer fight. Alexi, I think his name was Alexi Kamer.
Yeah.
Alexa Kamer versus Nikolai Negumereanu. I thought Alexa won that fight. I mean, if you look at the stats, he outstruck him by just about 20 strikes. I mean, the significant strikes, he outstruck him by over 30, from the stats I'm looking at.
I even think Roque Martinez won his fight where he lost in a split decision to Josh Parisian.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just wish that there was more accountability with the judges. Like, I wish that there was some
the judges, find the judges if there's an egregious.
But I just don't think that's going to make any difference. I wish that the fighters didn't have to take the brunt of it, because they're the ones that get screwed at the end of the day. Whoever should have rightfully won, and the other guy lucks out, and that kind of sucks in my opinion.
All I know is that the world needs some more Chris Lees and a lot less Saul Diamatos, because why is Saul everywhere? It's the worst. But that's going to do it. Let us know your thoughts on that one. Let us know if you think that there's a problem with judging in MMA, or if you think it's not too big of a deal, or it might become a big deal soon. And give us your thoughts about all the action from UFC Vegas 29.